I think that year, or what was it, a year or 2 years that he was off with all allegation, all that
You think
bullshit.
all those masseuses got to him?
He's not getting jerked off anymore. Welcome to Hits and Hoops, and the NFL is back, baby.
We back.
I'm Tyler, like always, and my co-host today, the one, the only, Dixon Luna. Was goody, Chicho?
What's popping? What's good?
We have a full show today, mostly on week one. But before we get started, very special guests, Connor Gaffney,
Reoccurring guest.
the
What up?
very
What up? What
special
up?
guest. What's good, comment? How we doing?
Going on, man? Happy to be here again. Happy to be back with the boys on week one. Eventful week one, I'd say.
Yeah, and
Yes,
Connor will
sir.
be on this year. He'll be coming on a lot more too, not just the last two or three. He's
My
gonna be
boy
on a
Connor
lot more.
came back looking like Lamar Jackson, slimmed down too. Hold on now. He
Whoa.
had an
Like
off
that.
season as well. Hey, Lamar Jackson wasn't the only one with an off season now.
Look at me, Tua, Lamar. We're all slimming down this year, man.
Exactly.
We got a few things before we get started. Make sure y'all follow TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and we are on Spotify and Apple.
For the
And we
long drive, whenever you got the long drive, podcast is perfect.
and just something for the audience, we are taping this during the Sunday night football game. So if anything epic happens, my bad. All right, let's get started on tonight. Tonight. The first thing happened right before 1 p.m.
Hey, the whole
Tyreek
shit just started.
Tyreek got detained and tackled, and his Maserati, I think that's what it was, blacked out Mozzie.
Was
Um,
it the Maserati? That shit was looking like a fucking Ferrari. I ain't gonna lie.
I could be wrong, but the way I saw, I thought it was a all black Maserati. And this man was on the floor yelling, and when I saw that, I said, "Oh, he's still gonna play though." And then later on, we saw that, but that was some interesting drama before 1 p.m.
No, so the NFL this year they did it a little different. So usually the off season they get shit popping, but they left a special slot for like the pre-game couple hours before game one. And that shit just started going crazy. News after news broke. And I'm looking at Instagram, I'm looking at Twitter, aka X, and I see Tyreek face down on the ground arrested. I'm looking at my watch like, yo, don't you got a game just now? So that's crazy that happened. That's crazy he still was able to play, and getting arrested on your way to work is crazy. And still going to work and completing your shift.
Connor, is that just some Miami shit, or what do you think about all this?
I mean, dude, I saw the video. It was a little crazy. You could hear the cop in the back being like, "I think you're confused. It's not what you want, it's what I want." And I was like, "Oh fuck, here we go.
Don't
Here
get
we
on a
go
power trip.
again."
Hey, don't get on no power trip with a cop. I'm gonna just tell everyone out there right now.
And it was like the sheriffs too. It wasn't even just like a regular cop. They had the
Big
brown
State
boy.
troopers, right?
boat. Yeah, it was some shit out there. So I was like, oh shit. But he said something at the end. He's like, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill? What would have happened? And that's a
Oh
good point.
shoot!
That's a good point.
Hey, they be coming out with those body cameras, like the footage.
Dude, they put the main guy on administrative leave already.
Yeah, I seen
Oh
that.
my
I seen
god,
that.
they
Already, bro,
ran.
like 5 hours ago.
Hey,
No,
but I
they
mean,
not.
not to bash the guy's character or nothing, but like with Tyreek, I'm not surprised. Like this guy's a repeat offender in terms of like violations with the law. So Miami shit, Tyreek shit, all in the same bunch.
Yeah, it wasn't like crazy to hear. It was just like when you heard it and
The
what day it
timing of
was.
it was insane.
Yeah, I
Yo,
mean
imagine,
it's kind
bro,
of
imagine
unfortunate,
you're a fantasy guy. You drop mad bands. Let's say you're one of those guys that drop mad bands on it, right? Let's say you go into the game. Let's say Tyreek was your first overall pick. You drive into the game. Who you see on the floor getting arrested? Tyreek. Can you imagine? I'd be sick.
Another thing that happened right before 1 p.m. was Dak being signed to his contract. I mean, the Dallas circus keeps going.
Oh no, you know the Cowboys had one more dramatic soap opera type hook before the season was about to start. And Jerry Jones, you petty as hell, my boy. Like I respect it, I like it because it's like billionaire pettiness, but you petty as hell. You waited to the last couple seconds to get the contract done with Dak. But what you think about Connor? Like even like beyond just the shock of it, does he deserve it? The number, it's record setting contract, isn't it?
This is yeah, he's the highest paid, and
That made him right. What was it annually?
it's like 60 million a year
Oh,
God damn.
for 4 years, like
oh,
240.
240. Oh my God.
That's a lot of money for
That's
not
not
a lot
even
of playoff wins.
comprehensible
But
It-
I don't get it. Why is it $5 million more than the next one, or 4 million? Like the gap that they did, they made it
because it's
mid
Big
to.
D, fam. It's Big D. It's go big or go home. Like
Oh,
they can't not set the record. Like it's them. Like it's also like an appearance move. You know what I'm saying?
it's the same thing with Pat Surtain and Ramsey. Surtain got like 24-6 or something, and then Ramsey got 25. Like they're just trying to get a little bit up. Then the next time they
Right.
want the highest paid, and I get why, but I just don't get the Dak love's a little crazy, especially with their team doesn't look. I mean, they won today, but they just look a little different than they usually do.
Bam. And the
So
fact is, like, it's not even like, okay, let's say like well, if you lose a game and it's not your fault, you do what you can do. The reason they've lost in the playoffs the last couple years is because of Dak Prescott.
yeah, you're right.
No one else. Like he single-handedly folded the game back to back to back playoffs, and then he gets rewarded with a contract. Isn't that like rewarding bad behavior? I don't know. But this is pretty much just news to every Cowboys fans out there. Y'all not winning till like 2030 at least.
Wait,
Just for
so let me.
sure. No, guaranteed. After Jerry Jones comments talking about I'll never get a GM. Fuck, I need a GM for. And the Dak Prescott signing, y'all not winning to at least 2030. Sorry.
If you're a Cowboys fan in a different dimension, right? If you're a Cowboys fan, are you happy with the signing, or you're what's Plan B though? Is what I'm saying for this team, and also to sign in CD. Got to keep him a please too. You know what I mean? So if you're a Dallas, if y'all are both Dallas fans, what are your like? What's your thought on this?
I mean, there's it's. I think this is the same thing as the Miami thing with Tua. Like, where else are you gonna go? Tua was the guy. There was
True.
nobody else there. It's Tua. Dak's the guy. Who else were you gonna go get and
Yeah.
pay all that money to? There's nobody out there. There's nobody becoming a free agent that's a star next year. So, fuck it, you got to pay him. And Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones. So,
Yeah, I just don't get why give him more than you needed
Nah,
to.
but they could have waited though. They
Yeah,
could have let
right.
him play
they could have
this
waited.
year,
Yeah.
see what he does, and then let's go back to the board and reassess this. But I don't know. I think they just also felt like, oh, he's actually willing to walk
That's
too.
what it felt like. That's what it felt like, especially in the last month or so.
Yeah, didn't you say something about some team trying to acquire him, Connor?
That's in my spicy takes. I can't get into it right
Okay,
now.
all right, yeah,
Oh, my
yeah.
fault. Hey,
Save it,
nah,
save it. The last thing that was kind of
Easter
really,
egg.
really announced was Kendrick Lamar as a halftime show this year. What y'all think about that?
Yo, this man is on an unprecedented run, fam. Yo, this man is still shitting on Drake to this day, and every move is more monumental than the last one. You don't understand. Drake and J. Cole said, big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl. Kendrick said, oh, okay, bet I'm there. And I'm there performing the diss record against y'all. This shit is crazy. And I think it's also a move from Jay-Z against Drake because they always had a competitive battle.
You don't think Drake has ever been offered the Super Bowl? Just because we haven't heard of it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
He'll get it one day, but
But you don't think
he's
they've
never
already
gonna be
asked
in
him?
Canada, so it's like where would he be?
You
Probably
don't
maybe
think so?
Texas or some shit.
I think he's probably been asked at least within the last 5 years. I believe.
Maybe. I'm surprised Kendrick got it though, because he just did it a few years back with the West Coast, that whole thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. But hey, I guess he's just really him. He's just really having one of the best years I've ever seen from an artist. From the concert to the disc, and the album hasn't even dropped yet.
yeah. That's the crazy thing about it.
And he hasn't even said a word outside of music. Not a tweet, not a interview, not an Instagram post, nothing. Just straight music, just straight art, how it should be. So I commend that part. Hey, and I ain't even gonna keep bashing Drake because he dropping heat lately. So
K Dot, his live performances at like award shows and stuff, like usually his stage shut up what I've seen, I've never been to one of his concerts. I will one day, but I've never been to one of his concerts. Everything I've seen him visually when he does a live performance has been super dope.
Incredible.
So I think like there's always a lot into it. So I think this halftime show is going to be really good. And he has the catalog. If you know about hip hop, he has the catalog
He
for
got hits for sure.
halftime
Yo,
show.
Connor, I never got your side of the story, fam. You team Kendrick or team Drake?
Oh, Kendrick, boy.
Damn.
It's always gonna be Kendrick, man.
Wow.
Kendrick's like, you know me, I'm more of an old head and
The
more,
old head in
yeah,
you. I forgot
yeah,
about that
yeah.
part.
So the lyrical part of Kendrick is not being touched by, I don't think anybody.
Currently.
Shit. I don't think in the longest time, to be honest with you. It's been a while since I've been like, damn, that guy's kind of raw.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen a lot of his performances either, but I've seen clips of them and they do look pretty fucking crazy. But I know the Super Bowl is always like,
Another
Next
level.
level,
oh,
yeah.
like when you got 50 Cent dropping out of the ceiling trying to do a couple crunches, like it's gonna be something
Go,
sick this
go,
year.
go.
Hey, his old ass was barely getting up there too
Hey, he got up there though.
at that point. Nah, but I think they'll definitely look at the pop out show, the show that Kendrick did recently with Amazon, and they'll try to use that as like inspiration. They might have a bunch of people on stage, something like that. I don't know, because I feel like that was pretty innovative how he did that.
Going into the games, we're going to talk about the Dolphins first. So sorry if you don't want to hear about them, but Dolphins Jags. We gotta. What did you see?
Hey, the Battle of the Sunshine State.
What did you see? Where were you at during this dirty win? So what it kind of feels
Dirty
like.
win. That's a perfect way to describe it. I was at the crib. I mean, main takeaway, Tua still looks unathletic, but
Okay.
it's fine. Always
Okay.
been.
At least he's not a statue.
Just don't try to be athletic though. You know what I'm saying? Drew Brees never tried to do the shit that Tua is trying to do. Just know your role.
What shit are
That's
you
one
talking
takeaway.
about? Like when he rolls out? I mean,
When he tried to do that roll one way, roll back the other way, got tripped up,
okay. I
knocked
mean
us out of field goal range in a
that's the only
critical
thing in his
moment.
bag. So I mean, you got to go with what you know.
But
That's his only.
he tends to do that once or twice a game where it's like negative yards, this and that. So tidy that up.
Touche.
Tidy that up. And then that defense is not looking it's looking a little
Hey, I felt the
suspect.
same.
I mean, wait, hold on. We have two all pros in Harlan and Ramsey.
Yeah,
But apart from that,
possibly Jordan Phillips.
apart from them, still much to be seen and much to be
Yeah,
impressed by.
for sure. I definitely feel like the defense was kind of figuring itself out. You know, especially with live reps. You feel me? But yo, without looking at it, would you say Lawrence threw for 200 yards without looking at it?
Yeah, but not much more than that.
He threw 158. That's what he threw. They ran for about 100 yards. And statistically, the defense did really well. They didn't look good because they got those 3 points before the half to bring it to 10 points with them getting the ball. I mean, after that punch out by Holland, the momentum shift was the whole.
That was it.
Was the whole
and
game.
Connor called it too.
That whole
Hey,
game.
I already know my boy like holding back every thought racing. Connor, go, fam. What did you see? What did you think?
All right, let me get started here. As a Jets fan, I'm a Dolphins hater, but I'm not a hater myself. So the Dolphins, I don't think they played that bad of a football game. It wasn't like the 70-point Dolph, but like you could tell a lot of Tua's throws, all of his misses were high. Everything was high, high, high. But what I did like, and I don't know if anybody else saw, maybe it was just me, when he got sacked by Eric Armstead and he went this way and went down, he immediately put his elbow on the ground, so his head.
Jiu-jitsu training.
Dude, and I used to make fun of that shit. That shit saved it because 2 years ago, his head is smacking, and he's putting the hands up. It's over.
Oh, God.
But that was good. But the defense didn't allow any points, I think, in the second half at all.
No, sir. No.
So there was a couple plays, I think, on the 4th and 1 where Jalen Ramsey ran all the way over here and then ran all the way back. I think those are like those veteran plays either win you the game, or if you don't have them, you just lose those games.
Right.
So I think Tua looked good. Tyreek, I think I even said in the chat, it was like a 76-yard touchdown. It was fucking 80. But,
Yeah.
I was right there with it because it happens once a game. But
That's
I think
it.
I think they played a good game. I think the offense, after a couple of weeks, will get it together and they'll look a little bit better. But their defense looked really, really good. And I can't say too much about anything. So good game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a good game. We definitely could have lost that game. We left points on the board, but like it was a decent first game. You thought the offense would come out a lot better. The good thing that talking about the Jags now, the good things that they did was they held those explosive plays. They were jamming up that line, and you could tell his first, second read were kind of iffy. That's why I think they stuck to a lot of that screen pass shit, what drove me nuts because it would come down to a third and 10 A chain screen, but A chain played pretty damn well, and he would make those third and 10 plays, and that's what really kept us going. And finally, let's pray that we don't hold the leader of this ugly stat. Worst teams on 3rd and 1. That is the word you. I know y'all heard it. That was the
I'm
worst
like, y'all
stat.
reaching with this LeBron style. What the fuck is this shit?
So hopefully Ingold is our 3rd and 1 ninja. Hopefully, because he had 3 of them on his own. Yeah, and I agree with what you're saying about Tua and his throws. But I think it will get better. It's week 1. You can't overreact on week 1. You really
Nah,
can't.
and usually starting off the NFL season, the defense is always ahead of the offense. So
Good
that's
point.
like
Yeah, good
that's
point.
exactly what we saw. And I'm gonna say one good thing about the Jags, that defense really impressed me. Like they were just really fundamentally sound. Not
Yeah.
many tackles were being broken. As soon
Mm-mm.
as the first guy was there, you were down on the spot. That's why A Chain, he would go for 6, he would go for 5, but it really could have been 8, 10. But just that first guy was wrapping him up instantly. And one thing about the Dolphins that I appreciated, Mike McDaniel was really playing with like the rotation of running backs. He used
Yes.
every running back for a specific reason and a specific down and a specific quarter. So that's why you saw Mostert getting a few carries. That's when you saw Jeff Wilson getting a few critical
That was a
carries.
surprise. Yeah, that they tried him.
And then my other homeboy, number 30, who's that?
You mean 23? Jeff Wilson?
That's Ingold.
Nah, there was some
30's
guy number
Ingold,
30.
Ingold
He
is
was
30.
getting the
Yeah,
ball.
white boy.
The white boy, yeah, he was getting the
Fullback.
ball like first, like fourth and first, like third and first. He
Yeah.
was getting a few touches too. So I like that he has a whole gauntlet of running backs to go
That's,
to.
definitely shout out to Jeff Wilson. I think he only had 2 or 3
Yo,
carries, but my God, they were like
Nah, that he had 5 at
critical.
the end, but those 2 you're referring to, like it
Yeah.
was a huge
big,
moment. It was like
big,
we're
big,
moving the
big.
ball.
And he goes way back with McDaniels to like the
Yeah, of
49ers
course.
days and
Yeah.
shit.
Niners. And that's what I talk about in those things. Like you guys have those plays where he's a veteran, bro. He knows like I might get 2, 3, 4 carries. I gotta make the and you've seen him every time he got hit, he popped up,
Yeah,
clapping, getting everybody fired up. And like I said, that's how you win those football games. That's
exactly.
the line of winning or losing. And the Dolphins have a lot of those guys. Calais Campbell had a good game.
Hell
And
yeah.
all those guys, Armstead. So it's
Phillips had a
nice.
big impact too.
I know he
Even
had a big,
dope,
yeah, yeah.
bro. Bringing back Ogba, putting him in the inside instead of the outside, that was huge. He had 2 huge plays, and he got cut, and they brought him back. They had a workout and was like, "Yeah, I guess we'll take you back." And look at that, 2 huge plays, game 1,
For sure. Yeah, and
huge.
the main thing was just not trying to force it. Take the
Yeah,
check down if it's there. Hey, run the ball on third down just to get a little bit more yards to get a closer field goal. Just a well called game, really smart game. Not trying to force anything. It's week 1. Feel me?
going to the next game. This was the first game of the year. Ravens Chiefs. That was a great first game for the year, if you ask me.
Beautiful first game.
Thought Ravens would use Derrick Henry a lot more. I don't know why they went away from it so quickly. Maybe y'all can tell me.
Cause they get spooked, bro. Cause when they just
It,
see the big bro, they get rattled. They just start doing shit that they don't normally do. Let me just ask y'all one thing. Is Lamar Jackson ever gonna be able to beat Mahomes in the playoffs? That's
so
it. That's all this ever boils down to.
Short answer is going to be no. Like it, dude. They did this last year in the playoffs. They
It was
stopped
the
running the
same
football
thing. It was the
and they
same
lost.
game back to back. Same game.
It's embarrassing, man.
silly shit. They were throwing the flag like it was, this was the last game. It was the first game, so they're gonna overdo it. I feel like they do that every year. They overcall stuff and then they lean a little
Every
bit.
year they have like certain programs like, oh, this year we're gonna try to call this more and this. So yeah, they try to display that.
Do the Chiefs repeat? Do they?
You mean
They
three-peat?
three-peat. Yeah, three-peat.
I mean, bro, with things like that, I like to go with history and say no, because no other team's ever done it. But at the same time, this guy's becoming like the new Tom Brady, where it's like you can't bet against him. So I
Yeah,
don't fucking know.
and I
Connor, what
think
do you think? You think they really could do that shit, bro? Hey, Brady never did that. Patriots never did that.
nobody ever did that. That's the thing.
Nobody. And I think if they're gonna do it, I mean, it's hard to tell now, but like,
Of course. Yeah.
damn, they always look good. You're always like, oh, they lost Tyreek Hill. All right, cool, and we're gonna win another one. Oh,
I
Travis
told
had a
Tyler
bad
last year
game,
was
bro.
the worst they were gonna be.
And they just
Yeah.
got better. Like, and don't forget, Hollywood Brown still has not played for them, which is
Good
gonna
point.
add
Yeah. So much
Hollywood
speed.
Brown, Worthy. I mean, Mike, and then free up. Kelsey had the worst game. What do you have? 3 for 36, and they
Yeah.
still won
Hey,
handily. Like it wasn't. I know it was a close game, but I mean, Mahomes outplayed him in every facet of the game there, and I just think that outside of the Jets, Dolphins, Bills, Texans, I don't know if anybody really has a shot at them.
I feel like Lamar Jackson. I think Burrow is the only one that really could, because I think Mahomes also has just like that mental dominance over Allen, and now
Well, I'm
Jackson.
saying both those teams look. I mean, the Bills won today, but they don't have much of an offense. The Bengals
Yeah,
got.
Josh.
I don't know
Josh
what
had to
happened with
do
the
everything
Bengals
today.
today.
What the fuck happened with them,
Bengals look like shit.
Yeah. When I saw their uniforms, I was like, "Oh, they're gonna lose."
Ugh.
bro? You know
I was
what?
like,
You
they're
know
gonna
what that
lose.
reminded me of when Mahomes beat Lamar Jackson back in the day, which is not too long ago. This is just like in the 2010s.
You're about to say some real old shit. You are.
I'm about to say some old head shit.
Yeah, I know it's coming.
Like, get out your VCRs and shit. So, like, in the 2010s, there was great Chargers teams led by Phillip Rivers. There was great Steelers teams led by Roethlisberger. But anytime they seen Brady in the playoffs, they fucking folded.
Yeah.
And every time I was there rooting against Brady, like, yo, no, they're a better team. They got it. This year they got it. They always folded. Like folded. Like it's not like they played wire to wire. No, they folded and got blown out every time. So it kind of reminded me of like that. I'm like, damn, this guy's just a new guy, you know? Xavier Worthy's dumb fast.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yo, he looked good. He
Stupid
looked good.
fast.
That sweep for his first touchdown,
God damn.
open room, open field. Yo, he looked good, and to have him, Rice looked super good, and like Connor
Rishi
said,
Rice.
having
Super solid.
Hollywood with that extra speed, yeah, that's nasty. I mean, Kelsey could be a decoy for most of the season, to be honest.
For sure. Still got Pacheco grinding and shit. So yeah, they're looking real good.
Did you catch the Eagles Packers game on Peacock?
Yeah, I saw some of it. I
What do you
heard
think?
the conditions weren't favorable out there.
Yeah,
I heard
something
players
about
were
the field,
slipping
right?
left and right. Yeah. I heard anytime the NFL does like international games, it's all fucked up and shit. So
Really?
yeah, it's sad to see that because even before the game, players were already complaining about how it's such a far travel, it's how it's such a dangerous area. Like they really didn't like it. But from a business side, NFL side, I get it, expanding the game. But the game itself, y'all seen it? Y'all have anything to say about it? I know y'all seen it.
That was.
Saquon went brazy.
Mm.
Mhm.
Saquon went crazy.
I
All their
mean,
weapons went crazy,
I
actually.
think yeah, I think that the game overall was good. Um, I'm more of a defensive guy, so I like to see Jair Alexander got a nice pick.
Yeah.
Um, shut down AJ Brown pretty much outside of that one big touchdown, but it was a good
Mm.
start to the season too. But yeah, the field was fucked up. Everybody was slipping, and then obviously the Jordan Love injury was
Yo, the
kind of nasty
Jordan
to
Love
watch.
Is
injury.
there an update on that?
It was like a
Yeah.
3 to 6 weeks, I think it is, MCL something.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not like a
Wow.
season-ending injury, but it's like a high grade.
I heard they reached out to your old boy Ryan Tannehill
Wow.
to see if he wants to come play.
Him in a Packer uniform would be crazy.
That's disgusting.
Fucking terrible.
Hey, but nah, I'm not gonna lie. That Jordan Love injury, homie grabbed his knee Like
Hmm.
that shit was a purse. Like when you get your girl's purse, like you grab it manly. Like you can't like you just grab it. Like homie grab and I don't think he did it on purpose. He's just trying to make a tackle, but
Yeah.
shit looked awful. Connor sent me the super slow-mo. I was like, yo, Connor, what happened? I didn't see. He's like, bro, look at the knee. I'm like, oh, you see it pop. That shit was crazy.
Two things that I saw today that I've never seen today on today's games, right? They stopped
What?
it.
Wait, what?
Two things that I've
Wait,
seen.
hold on. You said two things that I saw today that I never saw today in today's games.
Okay, that, yep.
Triple entendre. Don't even ask you how.
Today I saw two things on the games today that I've never seen before. They stopped the game because the ref got sliced on his arm.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I've never seen that before. I've watched for football for how many years? 20 years now?
I've
I've
never
never
seen
seen
the
that.
slice. No.
A sliced up arm, and I've never seen someone's hand get stuck in someone's face mask because their cast got stuck and he couldn't get his hand out of a face. Never
Jordan
seen that.
Poyer.
I've never seen that. Some of the rookie play, the people that we were pretty excited about seeing, Bears and Titans.
Hey, let's fucking go.
I really
Let's
thought I really thought this was going to be a more of a high scoring game, but man, what kind of outing we thinking about on the Bears and Titans?
Connor go, fam.
Yeah, let me get in here because I know Dixon didn't want to talk right now. We had a conversation about this, man. Oh, he's the real deal. Watch out. Screenshot this. All this shit. And I'm like, bro, he's not. Like, you're seeing the highlights on Twitter. When they broke down the practice splits of his completion percentage, it was so ass.
Oh, this man looked at the deep
Yeah.
analytics.
So
Fuck.
let's go into Caleb Williams' stats for today.
Damn, man.
14 of 29, so 48%, 93 yards, averaging 3.2 yards a pass, a long of 13, and no touchdowns, no picks, and took a nasty, ugly sack.
How many turnovers?
None. He had none. I
Okay,
know. I get
okay.
it. And they had
Good
no
call.
offense at all. So
No.
it was embarrassing. I mean, they got the win, I guess,
Hey, they were down. They were down by double digits and they came back. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're down like 17-0 or some shit.
they won the game. They came, it was a good comeback.
But you're saying they won not because of him. Everyone
No.
else balled. Like the defense, the special teams went crazy.
Bro, they
Yeah, they had a kick return.
interception return for a touchdown. They had a
Oof.
blocked kick for a touchdown, and they had 3 field goals. So I mean, DeAndre Swift had 10 carries for 30 yards.
Yeah, no offense at
I
all.
know. I had
DJ
him
Moore
in
had 5
fantasy.
catches for 36 yards. I mean, Keenan Allen 4 for 29. What are we talking about here? Get Caleb Williams off my screen.
Hey,
Wait, but let me ask you. Let me
game.
ask you. Let me ask you. You didn't fuck with him in college, or like you've been not liking him, or you just don't think
I
you
don't
think
love
he's
the
under
hype. I don't love the hype because as a Jets fan, when I got the Zach Wilson hype, I was like, oh, all right, here we go. I'm so excited for Zach Wilson. He's this guy from BYU, whatever. And I was like, okay, Caleb Williams plays at USC. First off, he never even won anything. He never won a national championship. I know he won the Heisman, whatever, but
Damn, my boy's speaking facts now.
he's never won a big game. And then you just throw him in there, and I'm hearing these guys, oh, Bears are going to the playoffs. Bears are going to the divisional round. I'm like, how can you say that?
Yeah.
I mean, we got a bunch of old guys out there. DeAndre Swift's on his like 5th team in 4 years.
So it's giving Zach Wilson where it's like, okay, he makes a few special splash
You're
plays,
like, whoa.
and
but-
because of that, we're gonna judge everything.
Of course, bro. Watch when he gets his first big bomb. It's
Oh,
gonna be
I'm gonna be the
everywhere.
first one.
My phone's gonna blow up
Yo.
all day.
Nah, yeah, I see what
But-
you're saying for sure.
I
I see
mean,
what
look
you're saying.
again. Week 1 is all overreactions. He could easily come back, but I mean, look at Bryce Young today. Played like shit.
He played terribly, bro. He did not. I mean, the Saints they
Oh.
scored some pretty
Ooh.
incredible plays,
Saints
like-
beat the brakes off them boys.
but yeah, Bryce was getting
Oh,
all
Back
that
on
money in the
Caleb
offensive
Williams,
line.
though, I mean, yeah, it wasn't a pretty outing at all. I just like the fact that he didn't lose them the game.
That's the key of this.
That's the only upside I can bring. And he still had a positive attitude. He was super happy on the sideline, borderline crying. So I like to see that, but no, I definitely need to see more. The fuck was that? You ain't even gonna break 100 your NFL debut? Come on,
Yeah.
fam.
Bro, honestly, out of all three rookies, none of them passed well. None of them did.
Oh.
They all ran. I mean, Caleb moved around well, but they all ran well. But Knicks played the best out of all three of them, Daniels and Caleb.
And he,
It's
Uh,
like they lost. I mean, the Broncos lost, but at
He'll
least
put up
he was in
20
the
though.
game. Yeah, he was in the game, and he had some pretty bad throws. He had a bad pick, but he moved and he had a lot of heart. And Daniels kind of seemed like, I don't know if y'all saw it, but he kind of seemed like he wanted to get the accolades. He wanted to get a little bit more of the light instead
Yeah.
of
Team.
playing kind of team ball. That's what I noticed a little bit.
Who
There's a
did they
lot.
play? The Commanders.
The Commanders, they lost to the Bucks. Yeah, I think the Bucks looks really good, to be honest. Like,
Mayfield.
Mayfield looked good. Not gonna lie, their running game looks really good, and their defense is fuck. That's a team to watch after this weekend at least.
and don't forget, oh, reliable Mike Evans, 2 touchdowns
Two
today.
touchdowns again. When he
Still
scored that
doing
second
that
one to
shit.
seal the game, he just
Mhm.
He might
jogged off.
be he might be the one from our generation. That's crazy because I always thought it was gonna be OBJ. Damn it.
Oh no, OBJ's in the he's not even in the car, bro.
I'm like PUP list. From what?
So what I read is that when he was coming onto the team, they told Miami like this was a possibility, and like we're gonna have to do some rehab and stuff. And Miami agreed about
Oh,
all
okay.
this, so they knew this was kind of gonna come. They didn't know it was gonna be for 4 weeks at the time, obviously, but Miami knew he was gonna be out for a couple weeks to
Yo,
begin with.
he's really worked himself to be in such a unique position where it's like, oh, he's only coming in for the playoff push. Like it's
I mean,
crazy.
hopefully it's not that far back, but yeah.
I
That's
mean,
what
but
he's done
it's
3 years in
not
a
bad
row.
though
No?
because it's the first 4 games, and every ours and yours is the first 4 games. We have one tough game. Ours is tomorrow. I think you guys got the Bills next week,
Yeah.
and everything else is kind of like we got like the Titans. Like it probably was like we really don't need you right now. So
What are you
like
saying? Oh, okay. Makes sense.
that's what I would think was the thought behind it, but it makes sense. But you never know with these guys.
Hey, I see my boy out there training with Route God too. Shout out my
Yes,
boy Route God. I see them boys out there training South Florida, Tampa area with Juice Landry and all them. Let me know if y'all need an extra third and shit. You feel me?
We were talking we were talking about Dak a little earlier. They beat the shit off the Browns, right? Watson,
That
well, I would
shit
say
was that Browns
crazy.
offense was fucking.
Yo, I don't know if Watson is like an NFL starter anymore, to be honest. I really don't think he might be around that.
And let me take a sip of this while you.
I think that year, or what was it, a year or 2 years that he was off with all allegation, all that
You think all those
bullshit.
You think all those masseuses got to him?
He's not getting jerked off anymore. They're not trying to do that
That's
anymore.
what it is. Thank you. Look, so everyone got their own shit that like makes them go like if you take
Yeah.
away this from this person, he got his shit taken away. That was giving him the power, giving him the sauce.
He's probably doing it himself now. And
Now
now
he over there,
I
yeah.
don't
Feel
know.
me? Now he over there with blue balls every game. Like, oh, I can't even get you
Can't
feel
even
me?
let this
Can't
ball
do
go.
shit.
I can't let a nut go. I can't let this ball go.
I'm over here tense the
It's
fuck up
tough.
and shit.
Hey, but let me ask you something. I'm not gonna get too deep into this game, but why the fuck do the Browns have an elf? I know it's some old shit, but why? What happened to the bulldog?
That
Do
bulldog
y'all
looks sick. That I saw like a
do y'all remember
concept
that?
art of was looks
Yeah.
dope, but
What
I don't know what
happened
the
to the
elf is. I have
bulldog?
no
Wasn't the
idea.
Bulldog like 90s or some shit?
I mean, I remember it in the 2000s.
They were supposed to bring it back out, and
Oh,
then it never
true.
came. And then this elf is just out there, man.
Bro, how is an elf intimidating? Tell me.
That's crazy.
I don't get it. Another one other thing I wanted to give you a little bit of props. Dixon Richardson was electric today. They
Anthony.
lost. He had two amazing bombs.
Hey, that slip. Hold on.
Oh, and then he yanked that.
60.
Yo, those were amazing plays.
He's like
But
Jamarcus Russell if Jamarcus Russell was gonna be Jamarcus Russell.
he did have some wildly inaccurate passes, but he looked good, not gonna lie.
I
And
feel like he's just a crazy wild animal, but if you can learn to tame him.
he's got a lot of room to grow, pretty much.
Wait, back to the other game though. Connor, we got a friend named Max, huge Cowboys fan, thinks every year we seen the Cowboys pure dominance. CD went they did their thing. Do we believe they're gonna actually do anything this year?
No,
Same thing
absolutely
every
not.
year. It's the
Same
same
thing.
thing every
Look,
year.
they'll get to the playoffs. They'll have a good game. Dak will throw a late game interception. They'll lose 24-21.
They'll
And
run out of
same thing again
time.
next year. They're gonna run out of time. They're good. They're just not great, and they're always gonna be around, but they're never gonna get to the promised land. And that's
They're a great regular season team, and that's about the
it, brother.
cap.
And they got worse. They got they lost Tyron Smith to us. They lost I mean they're
Pollard.
they're back with fucking Zeke
I can't
and
believe that. I
Brandon
can't
Cooks.
believe that.
You're not gonna tell me that's a Super Bowl team.
They
I can't
can't.
believe that.
Can't.
Maybe I mean Brandon Cooks is he's a piece. He's a decent piece if he can stay
Yeah.
on the field, right?
Yeah, but they
But
just
yo,
made
having
no.
Zeke
They
as your
made
running back,
zero off-season moves.
yeah, and then you spend 60 mil on your quarterback, so that's even less talent around that team. Oi, no way, no way.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So maybe I hate that signing now, thinking of it like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like you just
There's more
stuck
of the
now.
same, more of the same.
Hey, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Come on now.
Who do y'all think is the worst team right now? Panthers or Giants?
That Giants shit, bro. Y'all let Sam Darnold look like fucking Peyton Manning, fam.
Shout out to Sam Darnold, bro.
I know Connor was happy
I
watching that
was
shit.
so
Oh
happy.
Hey,
man, Darnold.
bro, what? He started off the game like 10 for 10 or some wild shit.
He was 15 of 17 for like 181 and 2 touchdowns. That was insane.
Yeah,
But
I think he hit right over 200. Yeah,
yeah, I just think that the Giants are just worse because let's not forget Daniel Jones is in like year 7 now.
yeah.
Like, which I can't even believe he's been in the league that long and he's still ass.
Can we
Like,
find out who's Daniel Jones' uncle? Like, why is the fact that he got picked and just committed? What's going on, fam? What bank is his family associated with?
I
Y'all
think
seen
I
that?
think you can give Bryce Young the pass, second year, the team's still kind of shitty, like still figuring it out. But like Daniel Jones, has been there for a minute
That's
now.
what I'm saying. And bro, you lost to a team that isn't good either, and you got blown out. Like, what the fuck? What we doing? You lost to a backup, and you're the starter. You're a paid starter, and you got destroyed by the backup.
Y'all saw Van Ginkel had a pick six.
Oh my God.
Shout out Van
Tell me my
Ginkel.
boy still got the golden long hair.
Of course,
Thank you, buddy.
of course. Y'all got any more takes for this past weekend?
I wanted to review Tom Brady's first ever commentary.
Thank you. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanksgiving, American white, no seasoning, no sauce, no flavor, no personality. Just good analytical thought process and shit, but kind
I
of
felt
mid
like
on
his
my end.
mic was a little bit lower than it needed to be because he's pretty soft spoken. It sounds like, but yeah, he was. I mean, at some points you're like, "Yo, did Tom Brady go to the bathroom or some shit?"
Yo, I was like, yo, what happened?
I was
Was
like,
there
"This
an
is a
emergency?
quiet ass game."
So, yeah. I don't know. It's the first one, so he's still getting warmed up, but I like to see just a little more personality. Just get a little amped up. I don't fucking know.
Maybe that's what it is. Connor, what you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was weird to like hear him and like, but not really hear him. I think they fucked up by taking off Greg Olson. I think that Greg Olson was like one of their better commentators, and just I
He was
get it,
good.
like it's Tom Brady and all that, but like he gives you a little bit of everything. He gives you the analytical side, he gives you the funny side.
Yes.
He
He's
speaks
more
well.
energy too. Yeah.
It's not like the Romo where he's calling out the plays and it gets fucking annoying. Like he's just good at what he did, and I think they just it's a Tom Brady effect. So whatever, he'll pick it back up. He always does.
Yeah. Hey, still looks fucking great too.
What
Whatever
a
fountain
stud,
you.
dude! What a stud!
Hey, I don't know, dude. I guess that never eating a strawberry, never drinking a coffee shit really paid off because
Avocado ice cream.
yeah.
All right, we're gonna hop into the next segment. This segment is called "Cooking Up with Connor." We haven't been able to talk to him this past. Not been able to. We haven't talked to him this past off season, so we just wanted some of your takes, kind of catching up. What your thought process on the upcoming season?
Yeah, I mean, I got my three takes. They're more player based, but team wise, I kind of went into the season and I I said on a couple episodes ago, like there's each division's got 6 to 8 teams that can win the Super Bowl, and we talk about it, and I think 2 of the 8 are our teams. So I think the AFC East will probably be the best division just because it's so, the 3 are strong. Obviously, the Patriots won today, but I just think that we're about to see a little changing of the guard in the AFC East, and it'll be interesting to see the Patriots on the bottom. Overall, my 3 hot takes player-wise is we kind of touched on a little bit of them, actually. You guys kind of piggybacked me into it, but I was going back and forth between Tyreek Hill and Saquon, but I have Saquon as my offensive player of the year.
Okay.
Nice.
I think that behind this offensive line, let me backtrack. Behind the Giants' offensive line, which is one of the just worst.
Had one of the greatest years of all time behind that line.
One of the best, just absolutely consistent every year. He's not going to have to carry the ball as much. I think his injury is going to go down a little bit. I just think that he's going to be so valuable to this team, and he's going to get all those 1-yard touchdowns and just offer Hurts another safety valve out of the backfield. I just think he's going to be too much. Talking about the quarterbacks, I have Bryce Young, Deshaun Watson, and Daniel Jones all getting benched before week 7.
I like that one.
Whoa!
I just think they're all going to have to take a seat for a little bit.
Don't do Bryce like that, man.
Yeah, I just think you have, bro. If you get to week 7 and they're 1-6 or 0-7, and he's just playing like he is now or like he did last year, you're gonna just keep rolling him out there. What's the point? You're gonna keep losing.
Yeah. Damn.
And I just think that you got Jameis Winston, my bad, over there in Cleveland. We've seen him win too. Like we've seen him win in this league, and it's like a little fire starter. He gets out there and gets everybody going. And I just
once
think
he starts talking about chicken wings and shit pregame, that shit
eat a W.
That shit had
you know
me
what
hyped.
That is.
My dog said.
That shit had me hyped. And Cleveland got a dope backup too, who was going crazy in the preseason.
PTR,
Number 17, yeah.
He's good too, and they have a good team. Like they have Cooper, they have Judy. Chubb will come off the pup soon. And I just think we talked about Daniel Jones, but I mean, if you start week 7 and you're 2-5 with Daniel Jones, you just keep him out there. Like again, what's the point of doing that?
Damn it, bro.
And my last one for the very few Jets fans out there, because of Dak's contract, we talked about it real quick. The Raiders were interested in Dak going into this season because he didn't have the new deal yet, and they were waiting on to see if he would sign, which obviously today he did. So that kind of would need to free up some money. And there's an older receiver out there on the Raiders that is really good friends with a specific quarterback in New York.
True. This is true.
And I think a 2nd or 3rd round pick, or a 3rd and a 6th in 2 years, I think Devontae Adams will be a Jet before the trade deadline.
Because you're saying the Raiders now, they're going to say, all right, fuck it. We're not getting back.
Yeah.
Let's just go to the full rebuild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to have to, man. Minshew and Watson played about the same today.
Yeah.
It's real. Like, both of them are not starting quarterbacks.
Good.
Man, I think you're right. I don't know if it'll be this year just because of,
if not this year, next year for sure.
Yeah, if they're not this year, next year, yeah.
It's gonna be. I'm telling you, fellas, book it before the trade deadline.
You know what? I think it's this year because, isn't it? If the Jets fail, it's a full rebuild, right? Everybody's going.
Yeah, I mean, Rodgers is in his last year. He signed a 2-year deal, but he also said in an interview prior to the season started that last year isn't going to count towards the 2 years, so he'll probably sign again for another year. So we said.
Okay. So this is technically the last year of his deal.
Yeah, it's his last year, but he's gonna, But I mean, I feel like if you go get Devontae Adams, before the trade deadline, and you make a deep run and you don't win, I feel like he's gonna be like, you know what, like let's do it one more time. Yeah. We'll sign 2 1-year deals, and we'll go. I mean, imagine that Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, Devontae Adams is kind of crazy.
Yes, no, you're definitely right about that, man. What is your worry meter on Rodgers?
The highest it could be.
Okay, you're just every snap is going to be hold your breath.
Yeah, like I said, once we get past the 4th play, even he said, I'm probably going to smirk at the camera. They're going to catch it, but watching
get past what y'all did last year.
Man, and the fucked up part is that Leonard Floyd, who sacked him and had Achilles
Yeah.
tear, is now on the fucking 49ers. We're back to Monday Night Football. It's just like, can we
Wow.
not do this?
How the hell did
But
that happen?
yeah, it's just I think that he's gonna get the ball out a little bit quicker. The offensive line is way better, and that was the problem last year.
It
That
is
if you
way
ever
better.
watched
Yeah.
the play, our guy went down for a cut block for some reason.
It was an instant collapse.
Yeah, so it was just I just think that this year, again, if we all stay healthy, that is
It's
Tyreek,
every team. Yeah.
Waddle. I mean, I saw Waddle take a nasty hit. I thought he was
Oh
done.
yeah.
Like, but if those guys stay healthy, Rogers, Garrett, like I think that we're gonna have a playoff podcast, and it's gonna be a pretty serious one in here.
Oh, I
For
can't wait
sure.
for that.
I think with
Um,
Devontae Adams, one last thing on that, what makes me think that he could actually go this year is what he publicly has come out and shown and said, like whether that was Hard Knocks picking up him talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, like, dude, this is crazy. This guy's getting me killed, or I'm
Get
wide
me out of
open.
here, he said.
Yeah, like he's publicly made it known that he fucking recognizes this is a terrible team, terrible franchise. So once the franchise sees that, then they're probably more willing to like let him go as well.
Something that I've heard about on the Jets, Connor, is like one thing that Jets fans are worried about is having the oldest or one of the oldest offensive lines. Does that concern you at all?
If it wasn't Tyron Smith, like the best left tackle maybe in history of the NFL, maybe,
Whoa,
but
whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Okay.
this is real facts.
One of
Okay.
one, yeah, for sure. One of for sure.
Well,
One,
you could
yeah.
say one of. We'll say top five ever. That's
Okay. Okay. All
still
right.
pretty good. If it wasn't him blocking the blind side of Rodgers, and we got three new
Yeah.
linemen that are,
No, 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 no. I know.
and
Yeah.
I get they're older, I get it, but if you look at Tyron Smith, the dude is like in unbelievable shape. Like he doesn't look
Mhm.
like I think he's like 38. He looks like he might be 28.
Oh,
And
damn. I
look
didn't
at
think he was
Moses,
that old. Okay.
yeah, he's older, maybe 36, but I just think that brings in it's like Armstead, right? I mean, he brings a lot of
He
he
gels
solidifies
everybody
that
together.
line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's what Rogers was talking about because they asked him about it. How does it feel different? And he was like, "This is more of a business approach this year because you got a little bit of an older team or older line at least, and they're like this, and that's where you win games. You don't win it with Garrett Wilson over the top if you can't get
Yeah.
him the fucking ball. I mean, if Tua gets his pocket collapse, he's not throwing that bitch to Tyreek. But
No.
if he gets an extra second, which we all know is the most important thing, they're gonna win football games. And
Yeah.
you win or lose in the trenches, both defensive and offensive. So
That's facts. Yeah.
no, the old is, I guess somewhat of a variable, but I think they take such good care of themselves. It's not really that big of a deal.
Man, speaking of the trenches, um, one thing I was really excited for the beginning of the season was to see Max Crosby and Wilkins on the same line, and they played the Chargers today, and to me it wasn't what I thought it would be.
Didn't do much.
I didn't do much. They got into a huge fight, and I saw Wilkins pancake somebody. But anything y'all got left on week one?
Yeah, man. Back on the Jets real quick. Last thing. Sauce Gardner. I wasn't familiar with your game, sir. Little story came out with him and Jessica Alba had a little interaction.
Oh,
Little Twitter
really?
exchange. Hey, a little Twitter exchange back and
Okay.
forth. But
Okay.
if you grew up in my generation, you know about Jessica Alba. Sauce Gardner. Hey, salute. Hey, if you know, you know. That's it. I'm not trying to heat up your spot. No, I just know I see you. I see you. That's it.
All pro on the field and off the field.
All
I
right.
get it. I'm saying.
Hey, lockdown off and on the field.
All right, we're gonna go into the next segment. We're gonna have we're gonna have someone new on the show. You guys have heard of him if y'all been listening here and there. Ladies and gentlemen, Chichodomus.
All right, so let's get it right into it. NFL Week 2, probably the biggest game of the week. Chiefs versus Bengals, afternoon game. And I got the Bengals, man. I think they're gonna be mad motivated after week 1. Jamar Chase gonna be pissed off. He's always just mad as fuck, by the way. That's just guy who's always mad. But I think they're gonna be dominant. I think they're gonna come back with something to say, and I think they kind of have, somewhat Mahomes card, not really, but they've been one of the teams that actually beat them, take them down the wire. So that's my pick for week 2, Bengals over Chiefs. What are y'all thoughts on that game?
Thank you, Chichodomus. See you next week.
I'm taking the Chiefs. Chiefs all the way. I think the Chiefs.
Connor's a smart man.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bengals look a little. Yeah, I think a big thing is if T. Higgins is going to roll out there this week or next week. Excuse me. I know he was out this week with the hammy, but the Jamar Chase contract issue, no T. Higgins maybe. I mean, I think the Chiefs got it again.
Yeah, Bengals look like shit today. I'm taking the Chiefs in that, especially if they wear those weak ass jerseys. Anything y'all got left on the NFL? We got a couple other topics we want to talk about today because it's been a
That's it.
few weeks. We're going to the WNBA. Yes, I said WNBA. That the playoffs is approaching. A lot of the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark debate is still going on,
That shit's
which is
going crazy.
which is not surprising, right? Storyline sell. I know you had a few things you wanted to say about Miss Reese.
So I'm big on the female toxicity,
Touche.
fe-
Yep.
female hate. I'm king toxicity, king masculine. You already know that, but I think they're doing my girl, baby, Reese a little bit wrong though.
Hmm.
Like I've never seen people hate on rebounding when Andre Drummond was going crazy, when Ben Wallace was going crazy, when fucking Dennis Rodman was having 20 rebounds, 2 points. I don't remember him getting roasted. I don't remember that. I remember him getting applauded. I remember him getting accolades. I remember him getting respect. So what Angel Reese is doing, I applaud it. I respect it. Anytime you do something that hasn't been done in the history of the game, it's got to be applauded. So I think that hate with her is actually going a little overboard. I like the competitiveness between her and Clark, the rivalry, but we gonna hate on her because she getting her own miss. That's still a stat. You know what I'm saying? I see what people are saying with that, but they just hating on baby girl a little too
Dixon,
much.
you've played basketball your whole life. You can't tell me those layups are fucking egregious.
The miss layups.
I get the rebound. The rebound shit is very,
Yeah,
very,
but I've
very.
also played with big men who done that.
But my man, you know your stature, right? Your layups, and you're not in the WNBA or NBA, right? That I know of, right? Your layups against people at least a foot taller than you ain't looking like that, right? A foot taller than you. Let me remind you, Reese is a bigger player.
She a
She's
big
also
girl. Yeah,
very
she only
active.
6'3".
She's like she does her thing on the boards, but I think what people are giving her shit for is the 5 to 6 boards on her. Like now, I don't think it's hard to believe she's doing this shit on purpose, but
Yeah, I
I
don't
just
think
think
so.
she might be that bad at layups. I mean that what it is, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I see both sides of the argument, but I still think it's more of a testament to how good she is. I'm not going. When Russell Westbrook he did this, people say he was stat padded. I'm like, no, fam, because if that was the case, everyone should just do the same thing.
True. Yeah. Yeah, Connor, what's your thoughts on this whole WNBA drama?
I mean, I don't think she's doing it on purpose. I think she's just missing, and
Yeah,
she's just bigger, and she's just stronger than the other girls, and she just
man.
gets her own fucking rebound. Like I don't think you can hate on that. I just
No,
don't think she's not Caitlin Clark at the end of the day.
No,
Caitlin is a
no.
way better player overall. I think if you don't think that, then I don't know what to tell you. Then you're not a basketball fan.
yeah, I don't think you've ever seen a
She's
game.
just she's just better. But you know, I think she's a good basketball player. It's good to have the 1-2 going at each other. Like
Exactly. And they're completely opposite. One's like a big man, other one's a point guard. So
Big woman, my boy.
I just don't like the
my bad.
how much Caitlin Clark gets like fucked up out there. Like she gets like fouled like some serious fouls that
They
like
be hating on her, bro.
bad too. I was like, damn, like
Like flagrants and shit.
shit.
I will say, man, those games like that. The last I watched like half of it because I was doing something, but those games were electric. Her versus Reese, those two teams.
Yeah, for sure. Shit was like 800 average ticket.
Yeesh. Oh yeah, that was the
Crazy.
most expensive WNBA game, right?
But
Wow.
they were talking about it like nobody's going to see Reese. They're going to see
Yeah, of
Caitlin Clark,
course.
and that's why that their number one game, the Chicago Sky, is always against Caitlin Clark. I don't know who she plays for or whatever, but Indiana Fever, right? That's what
Yes,
it is.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
So
Indiana Fever.
that's when the Chicago got their biggest crowds. It's not Reed, bro. Fuck Reese, man. She sucks. Get me started with
Hey,
her.
man started it off like perfectly
Yeah, no, because that shit
neutral,
just gets me hot,
and then
man.
he
Women,
just ended it with that. Like, damn.
I just don't like it, man. Like just because she's like, you don't gotta beat her up down there just because she's a better basketball player than you. Like don't be
Yeah, I just
elbowing
don't
her in
even
the neck.
compare the two. I appreciate them both like in their own lane.
They're
I
different.
just like 1 and 2.
It's like LeBron and it's such a bad comparison. LeBron and Steph are different players, but they're both great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They both bring in mad views and mad stories and shit. We here talking about it, so they're doing good for the game. And I think the game listened to my podcast, my take, like the actual like headquarters WNBA, and we're like, all right, let's accept Caitlin Clark. Let's actually promote her. Let's actually let other players know, hey, you can't fucking hip check her whenever you want. And I've seen them a little bit more, careful with her. So shout out to the WNBA.
The thing that drives me crazy with Reese is when she played victim the 2 times she lost to Caitlyn. That was wild. I kind of forgot about it until right now, but I agree with both of y'all on this. Something outside of sports that we haven't touched on that we want to talk about. Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doctor Doom.
Fuck out
Uh,
of here.
what what do you got cooking over there about this?
Fam. That shit was the most anticlimactic shit I've seen in a minute, bro. That shit got me so mad. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, fam, don't pee on my head and tell me it's raining. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Hold on. And then they took off the mask. Boom, his dumb ass. Like, I'm like, what? You were Iron Man. You died. We saw you die. No, we didn't even see you die. We mourned over you. Like, we were sad about it. Like, people cried real tears. And now you're gonna bring back the same guy. I know how they gonna flip it.
How?
Different. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh yeah, please.
I'm
That's
gonna
why
tell
I
you
asked.
right now. This is
That's
what
why
they're
I
gonna
asked
do.
it.
All right. They're gonna say we need to go. We need to find another Iron Man, another Tony Stark, because he's
Okay.
the only one that can do this thing that they need to be done. So they're gonna go to Universe 460 and say, all right, we're gonna grab this Tony Stark, bring him into the main universe, which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But what they don't know is he's evil. This is an evil version of Tony Stark, ends up becoming Doctor Doom. That's how I think they're gonna flip it. And now
Connor.
with that time travel dimension shit, they could just do whatever they want. They'll go over.
Yeah, true. There's a
Hey,
whole
I
yeah.
know Connor's a Marvel guy, so that's why
Connor, yeah. What you think about all
I
this?
love bringing this up with him.
yeah, Marvel's my shit. Obviously, Black Panther's my number one. So I just are you talking about like when at the end of like the Kang movie where there was like a fucking million different Kangs, all the different ones?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what you're
yeah,
talking about?
yeah.
I mean, if they did it then, why can't they do it now? But I
They
think it
make it
was
work.
they're trying. I think it's a money grab, man. With
That's
this,
exactly what it is.
Yes,
That's
yes.
exactly what it is.
you can't do that. Like we talked about it the other day in another group chat. Like they were talking about like Black Panther. Like you couldn't make Killmonger Black Panther. You couldn't do it, and they didn't do it, which was great.
They did it the right
It wouldn't
way.
have made sense.
Yes.
But now you take Iron Man and you put him and be. It just doesn't. I'm not gonna skip the movie because I never miss one, but
Oh,
I'm not
I'm
gonna
there
be
too.
happy. I'm not gonna be happy sitting there watching that.
And it's like, bro, there's so many other great actors in the world. You
So many.
got anyone.
Well,
But
yo,
like you
they're
said,
drowning, bro. Disney's drowning. All
that's
their
what
shit
it
has
is.
been
It was a
flops.
desperate money grab. Hey, Marvel hasn't been the same since Iron Man died.
Bro, I looked it up. One of their most expensive movies was, I think, Endgame, right? It was like I think it was 300 mil for them to make it. They made they made in the B's, right? So
Yeah.
they're quadruple, sextuple, whatever,
Oh, that
whatever.
was one of the most successful movies of all time,
They're
if not
flipping their money like
one.
crazy. So they had this amazing run with all these movies, and then they try to do some new shit and it flopped. And they're just like, I
I
think they're
think
breathing. They're breathing for air. They're trying to
I
breathe
think what
for
they
air.
fucked up was doing all that Disney show shit. Like when they
Maybe,
started trying to expand it into that, I think they
maybe.
started doing too much
I
and then
think
you
you see
got
it a
the
lot
whole
with the.
thing
With
with
my
the
bad,
Kang actor. I forgot his name.
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors, he was destined to play Kang, and then he got into it, and then now they had to switch up their whole villain. They had to, so they've been through a lot. You know what I'm saying that white girl got him.
Damn. Connor, so you said you're Marvel, big Marvel guy, right? So
Yep.
what's your a favorite Marvel movie?
Black Panther.
Okay. The first or second one? First one? I'm
First,
assuming.
right?
Okay.
Yes.
So
So
what's the worst Marvel movie?
Ant-Man.
First one?
Yeah,
Or the
didn't do it for
whole
me.
his whole movie, his whole
I
set.
mean, there's a lot of bad ones. I think there's a lot of bad ones, but I think just it just didn't like. I don't know.
That's
So,
definitely on the lower, on the
Or
lower.
like the last one they did, like the gay one, like the Love and War, or
oh,
whatever.
Love and Thunder was terrible.
Yeah, it was just like I watched it and I was like,
What y'all
I didn't hate
doing?
on it that much, but I can see why people will hate on it. They
it's
just
it was
said it was too comical, right? Like
it was
too.
just they try to push,
It
bro.
was
It's
like too
Disney,
woke. It was
bro.
too
Disney
woke.
pushing that agenda, man. It's really
Yeah.
fucking them up.
I
Yes.
didn't even peep that. I was just interested in the Christian Bale villain. That's what had
Oh, he
me
did his
like,
thing in that movie for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hey, and the fucking female Thor, Natalie Portman.
Okay.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, we know.
big fan. But you can see
Movies.
that when people die, though, they're talking about like Black Panther. The first one did like 1.3 billion with Chadwick in it, and the second one did only 850 million. So it's like when they see these guys die
Man.
off, like Iron Man died off, but they're losing so much money on those next movies that I think
Yeah.
that's what this whole Doctor Doom, yeah, was what it was all about, was trying to not lose that much money.
What about Deadpool and Wolverine? I know you got a chance to see that one. What did you think about that?
Dude, I thought it was good. Deadpool's always funny, like super funny.
I thought that was probably one of the best things about the movie, how funny it
Yeah.
was.
Oh, and they break the fourth wall when they look at the camera and shit like that. Like no one else is
Yes.
doing that, especially in Marvel, and it
Super witty.
was super funny. And I thought it was a great film.
My favorite thing was, like I said, the comedy and the Wolverine character. Like to me, that was the most close to comic depiction of Wolverine. I felt like back when Fox was doing it, they was trying to do some like new shit with him, but that one we were seeing with Deadpool was the closest to it. But to me, if I'm gonna go on the other side, because I didn't think it was like a dope ass movie, perfect, but um the storyline wasn't really a storyline. They were just running through Mad Max Village or some shit. I don't know what it was. And hey, I'm not into the ageism shit, but get all these washed ass characters out of here. Electra, old dude had a gray beard, fam. He ain't whooping me in a fight.
Hmm.
And then you got they did my boy Gambit. Hey, back when it was first announced, when Channing Tatum was gonna do Gambit, I was in because it was at the time
Oh,
where
I
he
didn't know
was
that. I didn't
he
know
was
about
still
that.
a mysterious upcoming actor, and it was like, but by now he done already been burnt out. Get his ass out of here, fam. Bum ass accent.
Hmm. Do y'all got anything else to add on to just today's episode?
To just life.
To just anything to add before we hit end?
Nah, fam. I'm good.
All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a great night, and thanks for joining us. We'll see y'all next week.